on the map for quite some months now, and he's gonna have to go against one of France's finest, Homika himself.
Oh, Homika the Rosa, yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
I can never put a name to a face. I was just never aware of like, what Homika looked like until just now.
Yeah.
It's the only times I've ever watched Homika. Could only see his back because I was standing behind.
I imagine, yeah, but like this man has been here for ages. He's such an experienced, such a seasoned player, and we'll see how Sisqui fares against him because Rosalina, I believe, can handle Samus pretty well in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because just by having Luma out, you've got like this object. Obviously, you want to keep Luma alive, but it becomes like a sponge to soak up projectiles if need be. And if the Luma dies, then the Luma can just come back. And then, you know, Rosalina can also absorb projectiles, which is amazing at getting rid of missile or charge shot or anything of the sort.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You said it perfectly. That meat shield that she has in Luma, and the fact that yeah, she can like box it out so well, especially like against a character like Samus that can be very explosive up close as well. Shows that Homika definitely has the edge, and we can see already on the percent that he is having a field day. 134.5%. He just needs one good up air, maybe an aerial, a juggle, anything, not quite.
Yeah, and as we just saw earlier, that Luma, albeit dying, taking the charge shot and completely removing that problem for Homika, and just something that he didn't have to interact with. And that matchup advantage is really starting to show, as you said, as stock 1 gets taken. Homika sitting on a comfy 95, nothing to really be too worried about. However, when you're a light character and you have to fight somebody like Samus, making one mistake can really cost you the stock of this percent.
Yeah, that's the problem with Rosalina. Not only she's tall, but she's incredibly light for the kind of character that she is. Still, Homika presses on, and that Smashville pick, although could be quite surprising because Rosalina would be the kind of character that you'd expect not to interact much.
Yeah.
Is forcing out those interactions. He wants to fight. He wants that slugfest.
Yeah, it's definitely a stark contrast from like the usual campy Rosalina that you do see quite often, you know, in players such as the Buzz. There's a lot more scrapping going on, which is really something I didn't expect. And there we go, missile being absorbed. That problem is completely removed. Sisqui seems at somewhat of a loss of how to subjugate Rosalina and kind of get around that issue.
Yeah, and we can't blame him for that. Like, it's very hard matchup to figure out. And look at that, using the Luma, getting a trade definitely on his favor. Sisqui fighting for his life, trying to get outside of this corner, manages to maneuver out in between them. But when you're sandwiched between Luma and Rosalina, that's a very tough spot to be in.
Yeah, exactly, and we're seeing it right now. Meanwhile, Rosalina's halfway across the stage. The character that you really want to hit in this scenario is so far away from you, and you're sitting in shield, and right at your back is this Luma that's just constantly harassing shield, and you have to do something about that. Meanwhile, like I said, the person you want to hit is just nowhere near you, so you want to get out of that situation, and Rosalina's just completely safe.
Yeah, definitely. Like, let's see how it's happening, because look, again, an up smash, and that is Homika's signature playstyle, being very patient. You talk about the Buzz and how he's a very like defensive, borderline campy type of player.
Yeah.
His strategies. Homika is more so tactical. He's really looking for the specific type of strategy for the specific moment, where he can be hyper aggressive as well as hyper defensive as well. This versatility is definitely paying off, especially in a stage like Smashville, where you are forced like to be very dynamic in how you play in general.
Yeah, and if you're a character who's able to take the fight to Samus with an object like Luma, while not really having to deal with the character yourself, you're already sitting in such a good position. And Homika seems so incredibly comfy in this matchup right now, just constantly working around everything Sisqui wants to set up and taking damage bit by bit by bit. And Sisqui's just playing catch-up this entire game, finally getting the second stock off of Rosalina, but with 67%, and he's probably going to continue bleeding from here on. We're going to find out what Sisqui can really pull out the bag to seal out the stock and take the game.
Absolutely. So far, so good. He's having him in a good position. Up for days. He's trying to get him upstairs. Not quite, though. He managed to land, and now he gets an up tilt. That's a good opening.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, this game is even.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's the power of Sisqi's playstyle as well. He can swing the momentum in his favor so well. Whenever he has a little bit of leeway, he can take the whole game.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now we're back to even percents. Rosalina in much more danger. Twice now that red Luma soaking up charge shots, saving Homika from a possible death.
Yeah, and see, Sisqui has been using those 30 seconds of leeway all again and again and again and again until he finally manages to make it back.
Yeah.
That was such a hard game for Sisqui at the very beginning, but he pressed on and managed to land the first game for himself.
Yeah, I'm really quite curious about just what changed. Maybe Homika got just a tiny bit too antsy going into that final stock, like 70% on Sisqui. I need to see one or two more interactions, get a successful Edgeguard, and this game is mine. And maybe just pushed a little too hard. Didn't really stay as reserved as you want to be in that situation, and that's exactly what gave Sisqui that opportunity to make that comeback and take Rosalina out.
Yeah, as you've said, like slowly but surely has been pushing again and again.
Yeah.
Although he had the lead, he was reaching it closer and closer. Especially how he was prioritizing getting rid of Luma first and then taking care of Rosalina. You have, I believe, 30 seconds of free time, and you have to make the best out of it.
Yeah.
Sisqui definitely managed to do so. Maybe a change to a bigger stage from Homika will pay in his favor, because on paper his strategy was good. His strategy was great. He was paying off early on. It was just like that stage was getting himself in trouble in the last stock.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was talking earlier about how Luma can be a sponge for stuff like charge shot, at the same time, if Sisqui just sits back, fires charge shots, projectiles at Luma, then Sisqui can also just take Luma out without having to interact. It goes both ways. And once you've got Luma out of the way, see, we're already 15 seconds in. Sisqui didn't really have to approach Homika, and Luma's gone. Now Homika's the one in a tough situation.
He is in a tough situation and really has to stall out. That's the moment where you're going to have to see the switch in dynamics. Going from interactive to really taking your time, backing out, and waiting for Luma to come back. Maybe the forward smash will do it, not quite. Sisqui getting more and more aggressive, getting a lot of momentum in his way, in his favor, getting rid of Luma again, prioritizing that good dash attack, and the forward tilt was taken. That was amazing from Sisqui.
Yeah, and that's just textbook fighting Rosalina, right? You split up Rosa and Luma, and if you've got space to work with, you harass Rosalina. Maybe when you knock her way off stage, you then target Luma, get out of the way. Rosa is then forced to recover and fight her way back onto stage without having Luma to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we are seeing Sisqui for the first time in this set, having the advantage, having the lead. Good anti-air forward there. That's quite amazing. Can he get the kill? Not quite. Good drift from Homika. Homika again really has to calm down Sisqi's game. He has to do something to not let himself get overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. Homika's letting Sisqui just get into the groove of things just a little bit too much, and it's starting to show in the momentum that Sisqi's building and building and building. Homika needs to find a way, as you said, to shut that down, get comfortable himself, and maybe this could be the start of it. With stock point getting taken off of Sisqi's side, and Homika 116% to show for it, which is nothing to sneeze at. A very precarious position to be in if you're Homika, but maybe something can be done about it. Luma gone just now, so maybe Sisqui can make the most of the situation.
He can definitely make the most of the situation, but we can see now that Homika has been keeping himself way more grounded.
Yeah.
Not only he has Luma at his disposal to like soak up again those projectiles, but if he keeps himself on the ground, it can be very, very dangerous for Sisqui. We know how Samus can punish hardly those jumps, and especially against a floating character like Dog Samus. See, the ground game again has giving him so much mileage, making the most out of that stock and keeping that lead.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice Edgeguard. Sisqui trying to fake out by going for the early up B and then kind of coming to ledge from above, but Homika much wiser to that and charging an F smash to completely remove Sisqui. I feel like that would catch a lot of players out that early up B, but Homika not being caught out.
Definitely. Last stock on this game, ladies and gentlemen. 47%. That's not quite a lot. He can still make it back. He can still work something out. But scrapping slowly but surely. Homika on his side. Good combo though. This is a scramble, Yabuki. None of them wants the situation to get out of their control.
Yeah, and this seemed at the start of this set or this game, this seems like such a tough situation for Homika, you know? Homika 100%, 150% going to stock 2 just as he took Sisqi's first stock. And now we're completely even. This can go either way on him.
Absolutely, either way, Sisqui has to make something. He wants to get high lead. He doesn't want to let Homika even it out. 150%. Get a bit of that shot. The forward there was really well found out. There maybe, good shot again. Can he make it back?
Yeah, but this is really where Sisqui shines. You know, the classic Sisqui ledge trapping bola. And we've all seen it all over Twitter. But Homika getting back to center stage, however, just has to get down from that platform. Sisqui making just a living hell. Maybe Luma can come in and do something. Almost getting the Luma conversion into the up air, but not quite. Throwing an up smash, however, being punished for it with a splendid up throw from Sisqui.
Oh my god, that was so scary from Homika.
Yep.
He was really on a roll. He was really getting very creative there. Sisqui almost letting it going for an even game, but no, keeping his composure, good DI, good awareness. Once you're in the ground, you know your kill options, going for the throw, which he has never done before, seizing the opportunity, getting that second game.
And you can see Homika looking visibly frustrated, putting the hands at the top of the head, really unhappy losing that game, knowing just if that conversion had hit, it would have been curtains for Sisqui at that percent. Definitely looking to maybe just fine-tune those little parts in his gameplay, because I mean, as we've seen game 1 and 2, both of them could have easily gone in Homika's favor.
Absolutely, and again, we're going on that Smashville. I'm really dubious. I'm really like skeptical of this stage pick.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure at which what's the thought process behind that. But so far, he's been working much better for Sisqui than Homika, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm curious to know just what Homika sees in this stage pick, because as you've said, it kind of has been doing Sisqui a lot more favors. Especially you have that big platform just stuck right in center stage, and Sisqui could just set up like a cap right underneath it and just prevent Homika from landing, prevent Homika from trying to grab center stage. And I just want to know, why Smashville?
Absolutely, look at that again. In one interaction, you are brought into ledge trap situation. Ledge traps are Samus's home turf.
Exactly.
This is her speciality, and it's quite a tough position to be in. Like, see, again, if it wasn't for that shield, if he didn't pull the trigger at that little late, he would have been done for.
Yeah, maybe there's something in the stage list that Homika's just desperate to avoid. I'd assume obviously when Battlefield and Yoshi's story gone, but I'm curious, what would the third ban be? And why does Homika kind of want to go to Smashville?
Definitely, but either way, Sisqui is having a field day. Smashville has been his home turf for now. 78%, he's sitting comfortably. This is no dangerous percents to go against Rosalina. And as we are speaking, he's still scrapping. He's still looking for those forward there. That's quite nice. Going for the edge guard, not quite. Ledge trap though, we got those. Maybe another forward there? Yes, sir. You are getting on that corner and you are staying there.
Yeah, these ledge situations, just putting in some work and then some for Sisqui, definitely where he loves to shine. And I mean, that's just Samus starring Samus. Yeah, exactly, in a nutshell. Just charge shot, bomb, up tilt, just anything like that. Fair. And it's just been doing so much work, and you're a light body like Rosalina, and the Smashville Blast Zones really aren't that far out.
And look at him go! Sisqui is that kind of Spanish player that whenever he has the momentum, he's on the roll, he gets really creative, and he needed that. Homika needed that stock. He needed to make him overextend. He needed to let himself calm down just a bit. Maybe he can make a comeback. That's a nice edge guard. That's how you begin those. Maybe another ledge trap on his side. Not quite. Sisqui challenging that quite well. well, gets his foot back on track.
Wants to get rid of the Luma, but not quite able to. Luma just constantly, imagine getting anti-aired by Luma. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, making Sisqui overextend, the stock is gone. Sisqui, we know, is a player that can get easily frustrated. We've seen it before. He can sometimes get really unhappy in the middle of a set. But when he has some momentum, he just seems unstoppable. It's just so hard to make comebacks against this player.
Definitely, and look at that again, those bombs making so much work for Spain's best player, going for a very high recovery on the other side. And the Luma mid-shield still saving the day for Homika, 135%. However, sir, that this might be it. If you are not going out here, you are dead. It's a 3-0.
Yep, a nice 3-0 on Sisqi's part, getting rid of Homika very, very quickly, refusing to drop a game, and he will be moving on. Maybe we should grab a little interview.
Maybe, perhaps, if you have some time, maybe.
Let's call him down.
Absolutely. Sisqui.
I saw that little grin.
Yeah, definitely proud of himself,
down.
as he should.
So, congratulations. How did you feel on fighting Rosa?
Thank you very much. Sorry?
How did you feel about fighting Rosa?
I think it's hard. I think at least if you know how to play exactly the matchup, it's not that bad. But you have to be super patient because the neutral is super hard. Like if he plays well, to approach is super hard. You have to kill the Luma very slow, very slow. Like it's a hard work. You have to do a hard work. But then when you kill the Luma, your advantage is very good. The Samus advantage is so good. So I think I did a very good job. Like for example, looking when he is off stage, when I have to go for the up tilt in this last game, I was always looking what was he doing. So I think if you play very, very well, it's not that bad, but still a hard matchup in my opinion.
Like, Luma can just like soak up charge shot and just take it out. If you try to hit Rosalina, Luma can get in the way. Charge shot's gone, missile's gone, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What were your bans, your stage bans? Because going for Smashville, that seems a very rough stage to go for Rosalina. So how did you force him into that field?
I think I banned Battlefield, small Battlefield, and Lilat because for me it's very hard when I jump from the ledge to touch the ground with these platforms. So I really don't like it against Rosa. You know, against other characters, yes, but for example, Battlefield is a good stage for Samus in general. But against Rosa, I feel that the up smash is too much big for the platforms.
Okay.
So I don't really like to go there. So I think Smashville, it's a good stage for him. But it's not bad. Like it's even-ish in my opinion, so it's fine. We can go again and again. For me, it's fine.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Again, congratulations.
Congratulations and good luck. So, there we have it. That is the story behind the stage bans and why Homika felt forced into choosing Smashville. And up next, we have a classic.
Oh my
if you were around during that one time when Gluto just happened